Prepare to get gas because it's time for the Week in Gear. This week, Epiphone make me realize how old I am, and Positive Grid hope to spark inspiration for a second time. And that's possibly, that's definitely the cheesiest intro I've ever done, and I'm gonna roll with it. This show is sponsored by Pedal Train. More about them in a little bit. Now, let's kick off this week's most exciting guitar gear releases with something new from Wampler. Last year, Brian Wampler released the Germanium Tumulus, which sold out before it even started shipping. And now, Wampler pedals are back with the Wampler Germanium Tumulus Deluxe. This Klon-style overdrive has a switchable buffer and controls for bass, mids, treble, volume, and gain, as well as that hot switch for even more gain. But unlike the standard Tumulus Deluxe, this one uses the same ultra-rare germanium diodes as the original Klon. It is limited edition and currently on sale on the Wampler website for just over $300, about $100 more than the original Tumulus Deluxe, sans super magic rare diodes. And when I said that it's for sale on the Wampler website, I mean that it's sadly already sold out. So expect to see some popping up on places like Reverb soon, thanks to those engaged sarcasm mode. Lovely people that provide their service at a fee. That was a weird face. Let's talk about the first of 3 guitar amps on the list this week. And this is another guitar product also based on an existing product. The Mooer SD 10i is the 10-watt version of the Mooer SD 30i. Here are the highlights. The SD 10i has 52 amp models, 49 built-in effects, 10 varieties of drum machines, plus 10 metronomes, an 80-second looper, a built-in digital tuner, a rechargeable battery, Bluetooth, USB-C, and a headphone jack. And the name 10 means that it's 10 watts, which is 2 2-inch speakers, stereo, giving you 10 watts. It's a Class D power amp, by the way. Also, the USB-C can be used for charging or for recording to your computer or smartphone or live streaming if that's your bag. And it is super portable due to it being battery powered and the weight being just 1.95 kilos, which is about 90% the weight of your average Chihuahua. There's also an app for editing the patches, and you get access to the Mooer Cloud for exchanging presets. The app comes in 3 colors, white, black, and red, and you can customize the color on the front of the amp. Ooh. No price has been announced yet, which is a bit frustrating, but the SD30i is coming in at just under 300 notes, so I would hope that this 10-watt version is less than that, and if they can get it to under 200 notes, then Mooer could really be onto a winner here. However, I think we're going to see it at around 230. There might be more information in the video description and first comment if that's available before this video goes out. As I mentioned with the SD30i when I announced that, these amps are a direct competitor for things like the Katana Air and the Positive Grid Spark, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But now it's time to talk about this week's sponsor, Pedal Train! Pedal Train boards are strong and light because they're made from hand-welded aircraft-grade aluminium. Does this mean your pedal board can fly? Well, no, but a nano-sized board can fit in your hand luggage, and if you go for the Terra 42, the sky's the limit. Whatever your pedal board needs are, Pedal Train will have something to suit you. Check them out at the link below. What a lovely sponsor break. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is the part where I say, if you're enjoying this weekly show, consider the subscribe button. And then also consider the thumbs up or the thumbs down so that more people get to see it in the future or not. Thank you! We haven't talked about an amp in a while, so let's talk about Blackstar's new amp, because they've released 100-watt versions of the Debut series of amps. Please welcome the Blackstar Debut 100R. Amp for pirates, obviously. Here is what you need to know. The Blackstar Debut 100R is a 100-watt combo amplifier available as a 1x12 or a 2x12, featuring 2 foot-switchable channels, clean and overdrive, plus hall and plate reverb. You can also flick the amp from 100 watts all the way down to 5 watts with a handy-dandy little switch. The Debut 100R is definitely designed as a pedal platform, and if the 50 is anything to go by, then the 100 should do well also. I reviewed the Debut 50R a few months ago, and I thought it was absolutely superb as both a pedal platform and as a standalone amp. However, when I tried it with a band, it did lack enough oomph to keep up with the drummer on the clean channel, and then you're really pushing the drive. It cut through, but you could tell that it needed more, and I'm hoping that that this 100 delivers that extra little bit of push that, or headroom, we should say, that the 50 lacked. And I'm speculating that Blackstar knew that, and now they've done it. So if you play in a band that's quite loud, you might want to skip the 50 and go for this 100 if this range of amps interests you. Additional features include an effects loop, which is great for time-based effects, and a line-in for jamming along with tracks, as well as a speaker-emulated line-out for silent practicing or recording. The only thing that worries me here about this 100R, 100 watt amp, yeah, that's fair, is the price. The 1x12 is coming in at around 350 notes, while the 2x12 is coming in at around 450 notes. And there are, of course, plenty of amps available with lots of features in that price range. And the big question is, I guess, why get this over, say, a Katana 100? And that is a damn fine question, Andy. Thank you very much, Andy. And I'm hoping to answer that in an upcoming video. But the simple thing is, I think that the Boss Katana is a great amp, but it can be a little bit daunting and complicated for some people, whereas the Blackstar Debut series is all about simplicity and just playing guitar rather than twiddling knobs. So there's that. You might not need to watch the upcoming video because I think I just nailed it. Oh well. Right, let's have another amplifier. Let's have another amplifier. Let's have another amplifier that is aimed at doing a completely different job. The Positive Grid Spark 2. The original amp came out quite some time ago, so it's about time that Positive Grid updated it, and that's exactly what they've done with the obviously named Positive Grid Spark 2. Externally, the Spark 2 looks pretty similar to the original, but when you take a closer look at, say, the panel, you can see there's a new layout. Spark 2 has a preset knob instead of some buttons on the panel, and there's also access to the looper directly on top on the panel, as well as the tap tempo. And not to be underestimated, Positive Grid have made the labels for the functions easier to read, which I think is more worthy of praise than it'll probably get. The Spark 2 is 50 watts compared to the 40 watts of the original, and they've angled the speakers outwards by about 10 degrees to improve the stereo spread. Back to the looper, which was much requested by Spark 1 users, there are two loopers in there, which is the standard looper, which is just a looper, and the creative looper, which includes a drum track. Importantly, you can have a count-in to the looper, or you can have the looper set to start recording when it detects a signal. And this is huge in my opinion, so no buttons to press and to sync your foot with, although you could probably do that as well. More highlights include a USB audio interface, a line-out Bluetooth for audio streaming and app control, an onboard tuner, and you can load any preset from the Generation 1 of the Spark amps into this Generation 2. There is a pre-sale price, which is just over 200 notes, and I think that's a steal for an amp with all these features. I'm looking forward to testing one in the studio very soon. Andy's Pick of the Week. My pick of the week is the Epiphone YUNGBLUD SG Junior, and I think it could be the most important guitar release of the year. Stay with me on this. Due to the wonderful analytics available here on YouTube, I can take an educated guess, or an educated wish, if you will, that most people that watch my channel fall into one of two categories. Category 1 is you have no idea who YUNGBLUD is, and category 2 is you know who YUNGBLUD is, and you hate everything that he stands for. There will be, of course, category 3 where you don't fit into either of those, but that's going to be a minority. Anyway, let's put that aside for a moment. So let's pick up YUNGBLUD and put him over there for a little bit and look at the guitar as a guitar and talk about why I think it could be the most important guitar of the year. Firstly, you do get an included sticker in the case, but there is nothing on the guitar that links it to YUNGBLUD. No signature, no special graphics, nothing. It's just a classic white SG Junior with an Epiphone P90 Pro at the bridge and a master volume and master tone. It's got a mahogany body and a slim taper C mahogany set neck with a laurel fretboard and 22 medium jumbo frets. It also has Epiphone Deluxe vintage tuners and a Graphtec nut. Epiphone is saying that this is a limited edition release, but I haven't actually seen any numbers, but that could be why the price is coming in at around 600 notes, which I think is way above what we should be paying for a single pickup Epiphone Junior SG. But due to the price of recent Epiphone signatures, for some reason this seems cheap, until you compare it to other Epiphone models, non-signatures, or indeed other SG Junior style guitars. I personally would prefer that they did not include a hard case and then drop the price by $100, but even then, this 500 notes is still above what I think is a good price for a guitar with these specs. If you're just looking for an SG with P90s, then the Epiphone SG Special is coming in at under 400 notes. And if you want to go outside of Epiphone, there is a Harley Benton DC60 for under 200 notes. Okay, now, on to why I think this could be the most important guitar of the year. At the moment, many of the large guitar companies share the same goal, and that's to get more young people playing guitar. Slash signatures are very unlikely to do that, and like it or not, YUNGBLUD and his music is putting guitar in front of many young potential guitarists. While I don't think this guitar will be directly responsible for people picking up guitar at a young age, I hope that it would inspire them to look at cheaper options, such as the ones I've mentioned. And if you're one of those people who don't like or support what YUNGBLUD is doing, and I'm not saying that I do, actually saying his name feels weird, but I at least hope that you can support inspiring more guitar players to play. And I would love to know your thoughts on that. Thank you to the wonderful people that support the show on Patreon. Their names are on screen now. And also to the lovely people showing their support right here on YouTube. Their names are coming up on screen now. If you want to support the show, then just keep coming back to the channel. But if you want your name up in lights, then click the join button right here on YouTube or visit my Patreon link in the video description. And go for the top tier, you get to go in this list. So here's a special shout out and thanks to the top tier members in one breath. Josh Tamberg, Sarang Narayan, Southern Panda 33, Andrew Morgan, Dustin Bonney, Gary O'Neill, Doug Paget, Alinta Boston, Boom Shakalaka, Dirk. This prank is officially sponsored by Jason Welch, the Patreon formerly known as Buzzle but now with a longer name, Michael Lerner, Buddha Blue, UG Rection, Pop's Place, April Kurtz, Johnny McBabington, Rob and Kelly. By the way, Buzzle, I'm doing that once. I know what you're doing. It's funny, but I'll do it once. Thank you, top tier members. Now, go and put your pedals on a pedal train board, and I will see you in the next one. Toodle pip!